MoTech is a unique opportunity for students to blend true experiential learning with learning in the classroom.
MoTech is combining classroom experience with real-world application.
MoTech shows students what the work world is like.
MoTech is an opportunity to answer the question to kids, why do we have to learn this?
MoTech is relevant. MoTech is innovative. MoTech is the way learning should be.
MoTech is designed to have students immersed within a program that is interest-driven. MoTech is changing the culture and atmosphere of Mohonasen High School.
MoTech is a combination of opportunities for students that we feel will best prepare them for life after high school. So in particular, we're trying to combine job experiences, real life experiences with application, in the classroom.
And what we saw was that when we combined classroom instruction with opportunities to go out into the real world and see how what they were learning applied to the real world, they became more engaged and were more interested in what was going on in the classroom.
All through school, starting in elementary school and through middle school, you always hear the kids say, why do I have to learn this? Where are we ever going to use this? Why do we need this? Well, now that they found a field that they're interested in, such as criminal justice, we actually take them out and let them practice all these things that they ask questions about throughout their careers in school, middle school, high school, and actually try it and see why they need it and have to use it, and now it really makes sense and comes to fruition for them.
MoTech is an effort to make students' education really more relevant than it may have been in the past because our world has changed.
But the whole idea is that it gives them a career path, some idea of what they can do in the future, and also provide an interesting means for them to stay in school, make school relevant for them, and work toward graduation in a meaningful and purposeful way.
There are parents that are talking to us about, for the first time in a long time, their child wants to come to school, can't wait to get out of bed and get to school. And that was a student that was reluctant to come to school before.
So instead of reading about something in the textbook and having the teacher talk about it or having them relay their experiences of what they did when they were in college or in the career, the kids are going to be placed directly in front of individuals who are in that field. So they're getting a first-hand look at, either through guest speakers or field trips, this is what actually happens in this field. But beyond that, they're getting to say, I'm doing this, and am I really excited about this? Am I really good at this? Is this really something that I want to do? And they're being provided an avenue to actually do that at the next step, whether it be a 2-year technical program, 4-year college, or directly jumping into that field.
I actually have one son that is a police officer, and when he was in Mohonasen, he never had this opportunity. When he was away at college, he called me up and said, how come we never had this when I was there? And he actually was doing things in college his 3rd year that the kids were doing here in 11th grade.
I wish I had the experience they had before I even got out of high school. The fact that these kids are actually using modern technology, talking to professionals out in the field, will really give them a lot of good experience and probably make them more marketable as students when they want to go to school, if they choose to go into a career in journalism. In TV, when you get a new job, you have to send a resume and a DVD showing some of your work. They could probably do some of that when they apply to college. It would enable professors to see them more as professionals and people, because it's all on tape, and probably will help them connect to their other students too. News is all about learning things from people and sharing their stories, and if kids are able to do that in high school, it's only going to make them better at it as they get older.
They know they're learning this because they're so passionate, they're so interested in what they're doing, that it's evident within the coursework every day. Instead of saying, why am I learning this, they're going to say, can we learn more about this? Because it's applicable, it's related to what they want to do, and it has a link to college and career opportunities for the students after they leave Mohonasen. One of the biggest changes that you see as we've been able to start to roll out multiple MoTech programs is how the programs themselves start to come together to cause a different atmosphere in the school. For example, you have a functional a branch of a credit union going in your school. You have a viable student store in your school. You have a Mohonasen TV show that runs every Friday. What we're starting to see is that students within the Motec strand are beginning to provide a great deal of service to the high school in general. There's an atmosphere that students within this program are not only getting something themselves out of it, but it's paying back to the culture and atmosphere of the school tenfold.